Mary's latest insult to her sister-in-law, Mary Donaldson, was a stand-up routine she staged on the day she was proclaimed queen. Although I could have attended, I chose not to. While they are sisters-in-law, they are also rivals. The story of Mary and Marie from Denmark leaves a bad impression, similar to that of Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton at the peak of the Bitcoin craze. The long-standing feud between the two has entered a new chapter. Prince Joachim's wife did not attend the proclamation of an Australian as the new Queen of the Danes, despite her husband being present. Instead, she and her children remained in the United States. The press office of the Danish royal house announced that Prince Joachim will attend the event, but his children will not be present due to school commitments. Spokeswoman Lene Ballaby present due to school commitments. Spokeswoman Lene Ballaby provided this explanation to the media. Marie Cavalier and her children currently reside in Washington, following a controversial chapter in the family in September 2023. Therefore, their shock is twofold: Mary's proclamation as queen and Margaret's signing of her abdication. This was due to Margaret's hatred not only towards her daughter-in-law, but also towards her mother-in-law. The decision made by Margaret II of Denmark a year ago affected some of her grandchildren, particularly the children of Joachim of Denmark, Nicholas, Felix, Henrik and Athena. They all lost their titles, to the bewilderment of Princess Mary, who saw her children downgraded from members of the royal family to mere aristocrats. Nicholas and Felix are the children of the Danish second prince from his first marriage to Alexandra Manley, now Countess Frederiksborg. Henrik and Athena are the children of Frederik of Denmark's brother and his second wife, the Frenchwoman Marie Cavalier, who is Princess Mary of Denmark's eternal rival. Queen Margaret's decision confirmed the conspiracy theories that had been fueled over the years. Some theories with Hamlet-level drama between siblings went viral because of their female protagonists: the princess who would become queen, Mary Donaldson, and the princess who lives in exile, Marie Cavalier. The bad relationship between Princess Mary and Princess Marie started with a kiss. Prince Joachim, the brother of the future King of Denmark, has never been particularly forthcoming when discussing his family or his role in the royal household. With permission from her own father, Enrique Laborde, she is considered to be a Danish noblewoman. It appears that she will lose any remaining influence in the palace after the death of Queen Margaret. Princess Mary inherited the public and private discontent, and in her later years she also became more outspoken. The interviews with the crown princes frustrated her, causing a shift from the initial positive portrayal of Joachim's relatives as warm and sincere people to a much harsher image of the royal family. Marie suggested during the pandemic that a Black Hand was responsible for the embassy situation that brought her and Joachim to Paris. Life is hard for them. She stated, "We don't always make the decisions." These statements were made during a time of poor relations between Princess Mary and the future queen. During the pandemic, Marie, her husband and children moved to Amalienborg Mansion to treat their son Henrik's respiratory infection. However, they were later sent back to France. In the summer, Prince Joachim suffered a stroke. Princess Mary did not visit him or his family during his recovery, and she has not publicly or privately forgiven him. Year after year and appearance after appearance, the discomfort between the royal daughters-in-law became increasingly apparent. Although physically similar, they were different in every other way. The differences between Mary and Mary were also evident in their love lives. Mary Donaldson came to Denmark in 2003 from Australia after a 3-year secret courtship. Her wedding in 2004 made her the mother of the future king, a future queen consort, and a favorite of the Danish press. Marie Cavalier and Joachim of Denmark's love affair was quite different. Unlike Federico, Joachim was already divorced and introduced his girlfriend to his family at an inopportune time, after he had been spotted by the press in Avignon. Furthermore, his future wife did not speak a word of Danish. At the time, the Frenchwoman, who had grown up in prestigious Swiss boarding schools, had completely given up on the relationship, terrified of media harassment. Despite her desire to run away like Charlene, Marie and Joachim Quanking got married in 2008, and that's where all their problems began. Everywhere Marie went, she was compared to Mary, and she always came up short. She was accused of forcing the queen to organize a lavish wedding, making Joachim's children call her princess, being extremely boring, and worst of all, being a cheap copy of Mary. And then came the scandal that hit him hard. It was impossible to ignore the fact that in the same year he got married, a Danish magazine published a picture of Prince Joachim attempting to kiss his sister-in-law under the headline Joachim tafsar på Mary. Although it may seem shocking, Mary not only allowed herself to be kissed but also participated with a smile in her brother-in-law's demonstration of affection. Meanwhile, Mary appeared unhappy in a dignified manner, according to the Danish magazine, which effectively ended any potential friendship between the two princesses. What is the reason that Prince Joachim's children are no longer princes? The announcement that Mary's children will no longer hold the title of prince, but will instead be referred to as counts by order of Queen Margaret, has caused outrage. Many have pointed to the heirs to the Danish throne, who will become kings as of January 14th, as the architects of this decision. The press finds it difficult to believe that the same monarch who stoically endured her marriage to Enrique de Laborde de Montpezat, a man accused of adultery and caught red-handed at all sorts of parties, and who ran away from his own wife and refused to be buried next to him, made this decision on her own. The monarch herself hesitated when answering reporters' questions upon hearing the news. To defend his family's honor, he had to eliminate the descendants of his most controversial son and least favorite daughter-in-law. Consequently, he ended their status as Danish princes and reduced their economic investment. The amount of money allocated to Joachim's family would now depend on the Queen's money, rather than the Danish state's. The conversion of Mary's sons to counts was another blow to his image battle against Mary. In 2018, they dismissed the secretary who managed their agenda, which was significantly reduced. In 2019, they almost lost Prince Joachim's public treasury salary for his work in Paris. Now, their children are affected. In September 2022, Marie's husband expressed his hurt over the decision, and his ex-wife Alexandra stated that the victims were confused, sad, and in a state of shock. A year and a half later, Marie Cavalier seeks revenge. Revenge is a dish best served cold,